So this is why the Bengals drafted Tajay Brooks, because this restructured contract for Zack Moss, very Cincinnati Bengals friendly. So how this contract works is it used to be for this year before he restructured, it was going to be $3.1 million base salary with a $4.8 million cap hit this year, which is a lot of money for a running back who we don't know 100% is going to play the whole entire season. So we cut that down drastically. He went from $3.1 million base salary to a $1.2 million base salary, which will give him a $3.1 million cap hit. Now, if the Bengals do decide to move on from him, meaning he does not make the 53-man roster, Zack Moss will only incur a $1.5 million hit for dead money against the Bengals. So we can cut him and be actually okay and not have to worry about it because of the, new situation. According to overthecap.com, obviously, if we cut him pre-June 1st, we would actually be only losing $630 some odd $1,000. So kind of interesting. Let's see what happens if we cut him post-June 1st. Oh, it doesn't give me the option. So I guess post-June 1st is $1.5 million. So it is what it is at the end of the day. If we decided he is not the best option for the roster, he won't make the roster. Tajay Brooks has a chance to make the roster. We also have Samaje Perine. We also, of course, do have Chase Brown. And, of course, we have Zack Moss. And then we have some guys behind that, too. Kendall Milton and some practice squad guys. So, who knows who ends up making the roster in the end. Again, we could guess. But it really comes down to who plays best in training camp, preseason. And then they, finalize that decision. But this is his new contract. So 28 years old, coming off a neck injury. I'm not sure if they're going to work out a new contract with him moving forward. Obviously, they just restructured this one. But my point is, I don't think they're going to work out a long-term contract with him. So this will most likely be the last year with Zack Moss on this team. And there's a good chance that this will be the last year with Samaje Perine on this team. That's another reason why, again, you take Tajay Brooks, because outside of Chase Brown, who's your future on this team at the running back position? Right? You're not going to get it. You're not really looking too far ahead with Kendall Milton here. He's probably not going to be the future. He might be. You never know. And then the other practice squad running backs, not really that much of an option. That's why you draft a player in the 6th round like Tajay Brooks, who has a high upside and potentially could be that future guy. Especially because he's willing to pass block. He's a good receiver. You can put him in the slot. These are all things that the Bengals can utilize him for. Where I've said many times on the Bengals, the way you make the roster on the Bengals is you have to be able to do multiple things. If you are a one position only, all you're good at is being a running back, you're not going to make the roster. I mean, you're a pure runner straight up the middle. You're not going to make the roster. You have to be good at pass blocking. You have to be willing to be a receiver back. You have to be willing to do A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and potentially special teams. So that's another factor when it comes to the Bengals is like, yes, obviously the stars can be the stars, but if you're not a star player, you're going to have to be able to do more than just one thing. It can't just be you do one thing because it's a 53-man roster. There's only so many spots available, and we're not going to waste it on a player who can only do one thing. That's why, again, with our running backs right now, every one of our running backs can do everything. They can do pass blocking, receiving. They can run the ball. They can line up in the slot. They can line up in the backfield. It is what it is, right? That's just kind of how we operate, which makes sense. You want to have as many Swiss Army knives as possible, and so far we have a crap ton. And now we just drafted some guys that can be Swiss Army knives as well. And then we also drafted, on the offensive line, but then my brain just kicked in. We also got Carter, who could also play multiple positions on defense. Yeah, we're getting that Swiss Army knife on every single position at this point. But you kind of have to do that with injuries. Injuries happen. You can't control them. You never know when they're going to happen. when they happen, you need to have the next man up mentality. Having Swiss Army knives is always great. So, across the board, I'm excited to see what this 53-man roster ends up looking like. I was kind of going back and forth on who I think will or will not be on the 53-man roster. But again, it is so early to predict. I saw there were some posts, some articles about the 53-man roster, like, oh yeah, this guy's going to make it, or this guy's going to make it. It is impossible to predict that. I mean, we're talking about preseason, injuries, training camp. Like, there's so much factors. We do have $25 million, though, in the cap. So we could go ahead and go out there and sign somebody. We could go ahead and potentially get 2 offensive guards with that money if we wanted to. We could also, work out a contract with Trey Hendrickson if we wanted to. Right now, Jermaine Pratt's status is in limbo. He is costing us $8.183 million. If we cut him right now, pre-June 1st, of course, it would be a solid $3.5 million savings if we did that. No, it doesn't give me a post-June 1st, which it usually is better. If we trade him, obviously, it's going to be just 3.544 guaranteed. So, tell me down below your thoughts, opinions. See you guys next one.